What's good, y'all? Hold on, looking for my other. So we finna talk about the day. We finna talk about, y'all see Jay-Z up there. I got Jay-Z. I got my other one up there. Shout out to her. Got that from a 2 year too. You know, I got my degrees back here. I got hang up my university one, but I kind of lost the thing to hang it up on. But we finna talk about nursing, right? How you can save money on becoming a nurse. Now you think it's only one way to become a nurse, right? Oh, I go to a 4 year, then my freshman, sophomore years are a waste, and then you gotta hope you get into the program your junior, senior year. I believe that's how it goes, right? Because it's undergraduate. So, no, you don't have just that way. So as you see down here, we got ADN, which is your associate degree nursing, I'm assuming, and then you have your RN, which is the same thing. That's why it's a slash in there. It's $100 here. Now you see, usually I would have like history right here, but I put bio, like BIOL, biology, because you're going to have to take anatomy. You're going to have to take math. You're going to have to take English, and you're going to have to take art. Now you're wondering, why do I gotta take art? Why do I gotta take math? Why I gotta take English to become a nurse or to apply to the program? At a 2 year and 4 year, whichever way you start, but you know you better start here. At a 2 year, you have to take a math and English, anatomy, and art, which is electives, and other things. It might not be these classes in this specific order, but it will be your prerequisites. They're going to use those classes to determine if you should get into the program or not. And so, what I like to keep in mind while you're taking these classes, you're not in the program yet. You might have heard me saying that at the beginning, but you're not in the program. So when you start at your 2 year or your 4 year, 2 year, we're going to act like you're starting at a 2 year. When you start at the 2 year, you're not in the program. You have to take these classes, to be exact, or the ones they want you to take, in order they're going to weigh out like, okay, who gets in, who doesn't get in, and then you apply. Then you have to hope you get in. So that's what another part I want to talk about later in the video that can save you time and money also, because you're already gonna save time starting at 2 year, and if you don't get in, you know, you just keep trying. I hope that's just the way it is in most places. By you starting at 2 year, they're gonna charge you $100 per credit hour. Versus if you start this university, it's 150. Now that number could be higher at a university, and this number could be higher at 2 year. But the 2 year is always going to be cheaper because they know it has to be affordable for students. And this is where most nurses, doctors, lawyers, this is where they start. They start at a 2 year, and then they bridge over to a 4 year. It's nothing new. It's all the same. Taking the 2 year route is very common. It's very common. This is not nothing new. And what a lot of students do, because they want to get experience before they get the education, they get certifications that are related to the nursing area. They're like, oh, I get this nurse aide, I'll get this LPN, this CNA, then I'll go and apply to the nursing program if I get in. Because you have to get in. What a lot of people like to do, they like to jump the gun and go straight to a 4 year. They like to go straight to a 4 year, thinking they're a nurse immediately, when you're not. Then they apply to the program at the university, and then they get booted back out pretty much. They don't get in. Because you have think about it, you have a lot more students at a 4 year. And then you have on top people coming from other countries. Then you have other people coming from other institutions, like coming from a different 2 year, a different 4 year, all trying to get into that one 4 year. You probably got like a 5 to 10% chance of getting in. Maybe that. It's probably lower than that. Because it's so many of you all, and they only can take so many. They have only so many staff members, so many faculty. They have only so many limited, and they probably are already planning for the next year class because they have to, it's a year-round thing, right? We got to think bigger. Is it really worth you paying the money out the gate your freshman, sophomore year just to not get into a program when you can save money over here doing the same thing? It's simple. Math is not hard, but this type of math I love, right? I really want to keep in mind that when you're doing this, be the turtle, right? Be the turtle. Start at a 2 year. It's $100 per credit hour. So that means if it's a 3, 6, 9, 12, because that's 12 credit hours, right? You're going to be 100 times 12 is 1,200. So you're going to be looking at $1,200 for a semester. Then You just have to add in the mandatory fees. But at 2-year colleges, like we always say, the mandatory fees are not that high because you don't have all the extra stuff that comes with a university. So you're already gonna get a good bang on your buck. I think that's how they say it. Versus at your university, you're like, well, 150 is not that bad, but then, we gotta talk about the meal plans, and we gotta talk about that housing. Then we gotta talk about, I think the board is separate at some schools. Room and board is separate. So then you gotta add all this extra stuff, and depending what city you in, if you in a big city, like a metro area, your parking gonna be higher. I couldn't imagine as a student. I'm a full-time staff member, and parking is crazy. I feel sorry for you a little bit. But how can I feel sorry for you if you then started a 2-year when it's right here in front of you? Degree's a degree. ADN still gonna get the good money starting out. Then they gonna get better money with their experience on top of it. It's simple. So then 150 times 12 real quick. So y'all can go and get back to what you're doing. 1,800. But remember, it's $1,800 at the 4-year starting out. That's an extra $600 with that $1,200, but I ain't gonna confuse you. That's $1,800 plus room and board, your meal plans, and plus crazy mandatory fees, because their mandatory fees are always higher at university, and plus. More money. That's how you don't get a debt-free degree right there. We done. Debt-free degree. They sell brain debt, but we ain't.